You know, there's a lot of really dumb tanks that Wargaming just for some reason refuses to balance. They overbuff tanks, which don't need buffs, and then vehicles like the T-30, which have been dominating Tier 9 for quite some time now, which have been needing of a nerf, Wargaming just doesn't care about, and I do find it quite ironic. The T-30, at least in my opinion, has been one of the most overpowered Tier 9s in a while. And, I made a video on it over a year ago talking about why it's so dumb, and it's still in the current state. Why is it so dumb? Well, let's talk about its strengths. The T-30 has 640 alpha damage, and that's already really good. I got like a hair stuck in my eye, but it has 640 alpha damage. But more importantly, 10 degrees of gun depression. It also features 2,600 DPM. It's got kind of everything, bruh. I really have like an eyelash stuck in my eye. Either way, the T-30 is basically just a heavy tank disguised as a tank destroyer. So we are going to sit right here and wait for that 777, or maybe Super Conk. Somebody will poke, I guarantee it. There you go, 678, and now we just back up. Now, it does have pretty poor reverse speed. It's one of the big downsides of this vehicle. But just because you've bad reverse speed doesn't mean the tank itself is bad by any means. Let's see, let's aim it on the Super Conk. Dang, that shell was so close. I think the best way to deal with the Super Conk is to go this way over here. And then we can just drive back and forth. There you go. Super Conk bounces me. Then we can aim it on his side. Unless the 100 just completely blocks me. That's very helpful. Thank you, E100. Okay. Now we can aim it on the Super Conk. And actually, I'm tempted to shoot the VZ or the Gonk, but when my Yo is just in the way, it's pretty hard to do that. Yeah, thank you, Yo. Wow, these teammates are something else. Guess I'm just going to load a high explosive and shoot the track wheel of the Super Conk. I would love to have been able to shoot the Gonk, but oh well. Let's move up. E100 is doing his thing there, and I'm not too worried right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke the enemy Conqueror, get a nice pen for 558, and then we'll back up. We're already up to 1,300 damage, which is pretty good stuff. Unfortunately, it looks like the Yo is going to die. And that's not great. That's not good. We're going to aim it on the enemy Super Con... Okay. Okay. I guess I'll just miss that. My bad, bro. How dare I try? How dare I try and play this game and get bounces and do stuff when Wargaming's just going to say, yeah, nah. Alright, let's aim it on the Super Conk. That time we didn't bounce. 650 health off that player. We're still doing fine. We're up to 2,000 damage, and the Super Conk is a one-shot now, so it's not like I'm too worried. There you go, that player gets bonked, aiming on the VZ, nice 564, and if we get one more pen, we'll be over 3k, so it's not like this is a overly challenging spot we've been placed in here. I will, shoot the Conqueror, there you go, and, you know what, I don't even care if the VZ shoots me. You have 460 alpha, so you can't kill me. And now I just reload. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bonk. There you go. 629. That puts us up to 3,500 damage. Now that my eyelashes aren't stuck in my eyeball, what I was trying to say before is that the T-30 is a crazy good tank because of the fact it has armor, gun depression, DPM, and alpha. It has the entire trifecta. The only real downsides of this tank are poor hull armor and terrible reverse speed. The T-30 reverses at 10 kilometers per hour, making it arguably one of the least flexible tank destroyers. I don't know why, but Wargaming just loves giving the American tanks terrible reverse speed. The E5 reverses at 12, the T-30, the E4, the E3 reverse at 10. It doesn't make sense. I don't think that this tank should reverse at 15 because it would be completely busted, and it already is in that category of insanely OP, but like, I do think that this vehicle should get a reverse speed buff and maybe a DPM nerf or something to balance out it, but I just don't know why reverse speed is so bad in this game for the American tanks. Doesn't even make sense. Maybe because Americans aren't scared of nothing. They never back out of trouble. Okay, so we got a 2 and 5B. It's a decent player, which is going to be really annoying to fight. But it looks like our Leopard actually got the corner, which is really good. Let's just hope that our Leopard doesn't throw away the advantage of having the corner. Looks like we have a Kron who might be crossing. There you go. Are you... Ah, damn. I really wanted that high explosive, the pen, but it didn't. It was close. T-22's already dead, so it looks like we actually have a pretty solid game on our hands here. Let's plop on my adrenaline. Okay. Alright. My bad, bro. How dare I try and play this game when a Hori or something in the back can just camp there and not even be spotted when shooting me. My bad. I literally can't get up because of the... What's going on here? I'm going to try, but I have a feeling that Kron's going to get to my side. We'll see. Maybe not. I might actually be able to cross. Okay. Yep, there it is. That's what I was worried about. Yep. Isn't this fun? Isn't it fun getting this side of the map on Port Bay so you literally can't do anything? It's really exciting. I'm so happy that Wargaming knows how to design maps. We're stuck here. We can't move. That Kron will sit there and stare at me. Maybe I can move up now. There you go. We are able to move up. This Port Bay is such a terrible map. Oh, actually, it was a T-30 that shot me. Okay. Well, at least we were able to make the crossing. We have the enemy Kron, which we do get a nice shell into for 613. And let's just hope that our Leopard can win that duel over there. Am I going to be YOLO'd? 50-50 chance, I'd say. Looks like I'm cooked, though. And the Gonk's going to YOLO behind me. Okay, well, my game's over. Let's aim it on the 2 and 5B. There you go. Nice 548. And we're going to chill right here and just pray that the enemy Gonk doesn't insta-kill me. Here it comes. Bye-bye. Nothing I can do about it. Yep. Nothing I can do. We're going to win. I mean, the enemy team single-handedly threw this game, not only trying to tunnel me, not sure why that was the play they made, but this was just a really not fun battle from every single angle. I'm planning on making a video, not sure when, but the video is going to be titled, basically, all of the problems with World of Tanks Blitz. And one of the key categories is going to be map design. And Port Bay is by far one of the worst designed maps in the game. And the reason is very simple. If you get this spawn that our Yo is currently sitting at, you can drive immediately to the ridgeline, and you don't have to worry about being shot in the crossing. You don't have to worry at all. If you get the spawn that I got over here, there's a couple problems. First of all, your team always takes longer to get here, which means that most of the time they can't get over that ridge without being shot. And that's what happened there. Second of all, because of that, it usually gives the enemy team the advantage on the medium flank as well, and winning the crossing. Now, I may have died, but I think the play that I made was correct in sacrificing my life to take that Kron out of the game. This player may have only been 46%, but at the end of the day, a Kron controlling the crossing on the river, it stops my team from doing anything. So me stopping that Kron from being able to cross and punishing him when he did gave our team a huge advantage. And really, the only reason I even died was because of an unspotted T-30 sitting all the way at the back of the rails because our Leopard just didn't spot, even though they had the corner. So, a little unfortunate, but I think the plays that I made were beneficial to the team. I guess I just shouldn't have played as aggressive as I did, but I don't think we would have done anything more, to be real. Port Bay is just one of the worst maps in Blitz. I hate it. It's a snooze fest. It needs to be redesigned. And what's funny is Wargaming is actually working on redesigning the map, but they just haven't done it yet, so... Oh well. Either way, pretty good matchup here. We got tier 9s and tier 8s. Obviously, the T-30 just eats up tier 8s like no other tank. So we're going to move into position. We got Big Boy Pants in the ST-62. An interesting name. Okay, well, let's keep going up. It's going to be hard for the defender. Oh, we got an enemy T-30 there. Okay, he misses. Good job. And we overpoke. Bonk! They're minus 644. I'm just going to put on my auto-aim so I don't even have to angle my turret. Oh, are you mad, defender? That's cute. Bounced me. Got the VK-45 over here, and... Alright, VK misses. We got the enemy T-30 in front of me, and bonk, there you go. Nice, 650. This is a much better example, though, of like when you are able to get to an aggressive position, how the T-30 dominates, right? I mean, this game, we have been doing a pretty good job. We've been sitting on the ridge here, we've been stopping the enemy players from making aggressions. We have the VK-45 in front. There you go. 750 roll into that player. And then we just back up. And even though we have really bad reverse speed, the enemy really can't do anything about it. We have the BZ, who is a threat, but not to me. Let's move up a little bit more. Let's see. Okay, you bounce me, and we overpoke now. Bonk. Do you think that VK is going to type in chat again? I don't know why the VK is trying to fight me. I honestly don't. You don't try and counter a T30. But this is why it's so OP. This is what I mean. Like, how do you counter this thing? You can't. You can't pen it when it's all down. It outtrades you. It has more DPM than you. And it's just a dumb tank because of that. I mean, this BZ gets the shot into me, right? But now the BZ's got to run away. We're going to aim it on his roof. There you go. Nice 5-12. And the funny part is, I out-DPM this player like crazy. Now, that doesn't mean my team's very good. This team sucks. Big time. Alright, let's reload. Could have HE'd him for a second there, but that's fine. We'll get a nice 650. Yeah, what's your plan, BZ? I out-reload you now, dude. Pretty sure I do. I got my adrenaline cooking, and with my average damage at 640, I should out-reload him. Oh, maybe not, but it was close. It was a close reload. Either way, he's out of the game. We're up to 5,300 damage. This was a much better example of the T30's capabilities. I mean, this game here was such a good game just to farm and take advantage of everything placed in front of me. That is where the T30 dominates. And you could say, oh, well, obviously, it was a Tier 8 match. But even if I was up against Tier 10s, it doesn't matter. When you get that ridgeline and you get that holding position, that is when this vehicle just bullies. It really does. And it's funny when you get onto that ridgeline. It doesn't matter what map either. If you're on mines, the T30 dominates. If you're on Port Bay and you do get the good spawn, you dominate. New Bay Town, you dominate. Even on the bridge. The only maps that this tank doesn't do well on are flat ground maps, so maybe Yamato. But the nice thing is it's still a tank destroyer. You don't need to play aggressive. And it's not like Wargaming's matchmaker says, oh, look, you're in a frontline TD, so we'll put another frontline TD against you. No, it's just, like, for example, this game, I'm in the T30, and we have an ISU and an SMV Vipera, so it's not a very balanced match. Either way, it's another top-tier game, so it should be a pretty good one to finish off the video on today. We're going to go probably medium flank. They have 3 mediums, so I'm going to support the mediums. I mean, we have 3 heavies as well, but judging that our action 10 appears to be going this way, I'm going to go this route. Alright. By the way, you'll notice the T30 is not slow. It has a really bad traverse speed, but its power to weight ratio and top speed at 38 actually allow this tank to be pretty good. Amazing driving from our defender there. But yeah, like, the mobility on this tank is not bad at all. So we got the IS-3 over there. Standard B is in front of us. And I'm just going to keep moving up. Just keep on going. This poor Mystic player. He's in my own clan. Oh, let's see if I can get a shell maybe into the standard. Nice, 700 damage roll into that player. That's literally a third of their health gone, and then we just back up. Alright, well, again, the biggest downside of the T30 is the reverse speed. That is always going to be something that you have to keep in mind when driving this vehicle. Now we have the Vipera, which I do feel bad for, because as I said, he's in Mystic, but at the end of the day, he was the only target I had in front of me, so I kind of had to do it. Sorry, dude. Alright, let's reload. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bonk. I don't know why he went for that. That was never going to work in his favor. That's what's crazy about this tank, though, is it has good DPM. It's not like it has bad damage per minute and you can easily counter it. No, it's got good DPM. It's very hard to counter. So we got the Progetto, which... Wow, I cannot believe that didn't pen. That was bogus, but oh well. We're still up to 1,800 damage. It's not like I'm doing bad. That was just a pretty cringe RNG moment there. Let's see. Standard B is right over here, and I'm going to go for the standard B. Keep on going. Boom. Easy shot. That leaves us with a few tanks left. The Progetto is going to die. We have the IS-3 in front of me, and in 5 seconds I'll have a shell. This IS-3 couldn't counter me, even if he wanted to. But he's going to try. Yeah. Bye-bye. That leaves us with 2 tanks left, a Camping Projet Luis and a ISU. Alright. Well, we got a little bit longer left on our reload. Let's put on my adrenaline. And I'm not going to waste my shell on that, because I'm pretty sure the Luis is right here. We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe they ran away. Oh, they have 100 health. I guess I should have shot the ISU. I thought the Luis had full health still, but I wasn't paying attention. Either way, we did over 3,000 damage, and it was a pretty easy victory, to say, none the least. So, yeah, I mean, the T30 is a pretty chill tank. It's one of those vehicles that I definitely do think it deserves to be nerfed on its... It's just so dumb. Look at this. 4 wins in a row. I did have some rather poor teams in the T30 earlier today, but I said, you know what? I want to make a video on this thing. I'm having too much fun playing in it. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments, but it's pretty crazy. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.